Chill Panic Diaries, episode something. It is June 20 something, 2025. I've been working on a lot of shit, and I really have a good feeling that in the next year, maybe in the next 6 months, I'm gonna be doing this shit full time, because I've been really looking at this thing as like more of a business, and at first I felt like doing this as a business was a bad idea. I felt like it was a bad idea, or not like a bad idea, but I felt like slimy about it, you know? I was like, I don't want to sell to these people and shit, but I've been listening to a fucking lot of Myron Golden, actually, which is interesting, because the first few videos where I saw him pop up with other like self-help financial people that I follow, because yes, I fuck with self-help and I'm an artist. You can be both. But yeah, I had seen him, and I just there's something about the way he talked where I was just like, I don't know. I guess it was because he used to be a preacher, so it was like, you know, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this fella a chance, and I'm going to listen to some of the shit he's saying, and I'm just going to replace the word God, because he talks about a lot of biblical principles. This is becoming a fucking Myron Golden ad. What the fuck? See, that's how good the fucker is. But, yeah, I've just been really fucking with his shit lately. And, it's been changing the way I view, like, value, and, like, okay. One thing that I've realized is that whenever you're selling to people, one, you got to focus on the transformation that they're gonna have, and you have to like you have to like actually at a deep level figure out what you're good at, what unique strengths that you've been just given from birth, and which ones you've developed, and how you can use that to help people. And you have to develop a desire within yourself, like a real actual desire to help people. And I don't think that's talked about enough, because I don't think that was ever talked about enough for me to absorb that in the past. Or maybe I just, you know, the ears of understanding, what's that quote? The lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. So maybe it's one of those type things, you know. That's from the Kabbalion, I think. But anyways, it's been changing my mind about all of this. So, and then, but it's also tying into actual financial principles, like the stuff with Alex Hormozi. I mean, Myron Golden talks about it too. But, you know, the whole product market fit. Like, you gotta have a product market fit. And if you go after a market that's broke, you're gonna be broke, because if you are only helping that market, they can't compensate you for the help. So it's like a very fine line between esoteric, ambiguous concepts of like finding that desire and your unique strengths and all of that. I guess it's kind of like soft skills and hard skills. Like, you gotta have that softness of being able to figure out how you're best fit to serve, and then do everything that you can to serve those people however you can, and then the money will come as a byproduct of that. But you gotta learn like email marketing, and you gotta be able to like learn how to sell. But ironically, the best way to be able to sell is if you have something that you truly believe in. So anyways, I didn't even mean for this to become a fucking sermon on business, but I'm on business at the beach. Anyways, I just feel like shit is gonna change in a big way, and it feels like I finally found my pocket, you know, not with the rock stuff as much as just like the information, the info products, and actually helping people. I have this idea in my head, this gradually developing, where like I want to do like an entire fucking artist / producer development program, because that's where like my unique skills are. My unique skills aren't in any one genre exactly, because I've worked for people and people have paid me money to create a bunch of different genres for them, and those different genres have gotten a lot of streams and been like actually quality music, and that's a hard thing. I know it's hard because I've done it, and it's fucking hard. I know from experience. There's different rules for each genre as far as like mixing goes, and you really can't hear those rules intuitively until you've really like studied that genre some and like mixed some of it. So I feel like really what people mainly pay me for is, one, I don't fucking stop until it's like how they want it. It's always been unlimited revisions for like my music production clients, and it's also the fact that the vocal effects, and whenever I do metal stuff, I add a lot of post-production stuff that I take from the EDM world, and sometimes I create for my clients entire fucking new sections of a song, because it's what's more important to me, and this is true, this is not some bullshit, this is actually true. The thing that's more important to me than getting paid, which is the whole reason I'm doing freelance work, is to get paid. But when I'm invested in a song, the thing that becomes more important to me than money is getting the thing done in the best way it can possibly be done. And so I know anytime I do that, I know that I could spend the next 3 days, I could spend 18 hours working on something, and then they're just gonna be like, nah, I don't fuck with that. And then I'm gonna be like, all right. And that's just how it goes. But that's worth it to me. That the pain and the wasted time of that is worth the possibility of a better song being made. And I don't know why. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know why I want the songs to be better exactly. But anyways, what I'm trying to say to you right now is that through all of this, through learning how to make funnels and learning more about the email marketing aspect, instead of just trying to grow on Patreon or get my streams up, it's like, it feels good, it feels right, because I'm having to learn all this shit, and all this shit I'm learning is giving me the power to be able to do shit from my own will and create my own little universe. And it's just opening so many doors in my mind, and so I think things are going to change in a big way. I'm calling it. It's June 26, 2025. I don't know the date when things are going to change in a big way, but I think it's going to be before June 2026. Hopefully way sooner, because I ain't even got a car right now. This is my boy Devin's car. But so basically, if there's anything you can get out of this video, I guess it's really like to fucking take a magnifying glass to yourself in a good way, not in an anxious way, and figure out like what are your unique strengths. Like what have you always found easy to do that other people don't find easy to do? Because, and don't even fuck around and be like, nah, I don't have that. Everybody has that. It's so subtle sometimes, and you don't realize how fucking subtle it is, because you have been living with yourself since you were born. So you basically have close to zero idea what you're actually good at, because you're so good at it. And I'm not saying you're just a fucking crazy painter and you can just paint like a motherfucker, and you're gonna, the first time you hit a brush there, it's just gonna be like, oh my god, how is this happening? My hand's moving by itself. It's not like that, but it's the things you gravitate towards. It's childhood is a great place to look into this. The book Mastery by Robert Greene is a fucking amazing place to look for this, because that's how I got started doing the music shit to begin with, and systematically figuring out a way to try to turn that into an income, and me being so certain about doing that book really helped me gain like some perspective and purpose on things. Although I do have a daughter, so that covers most of the fucking purpose aspect. But you know, we are two different people. You know, my whole life doesn't revolve around her, and her whole life doesn't revolve around me. You know, right now while she's a child, it is my purpose to love, protect her, and teach her. And that's something that I take very seriously, and that amount of purpose has really helped me whenever my mom died. It got me through it. It was crazy, bro. When somebody dies this close to you, and then work is like, you know, you take a week off, and it's like, all right, back to it. And it's just, oh my God, I was fucked up for a minute. But anyways, and that purpose really kept me going. And the same thing with the music career stuff has been almost all of it has been my daughter. But anyways, I also have another purpose, which is to make songs better. And I feel like part of my purpose, I have this like, because I also love inspiration, I love motivational stuff, I love self-help, I love all that shit. I love it so much. I've read so many fucking self-improvement books, and fucking Owen Cook, some of the stuff he talked about really got me through some tough times in my early 20s, and I still come back to his videos every now and then because they help me a fuck ton. And I think all these different people, Robert Greene, Alex Hormozi, Myron Golden, Owen Cook, Tony Robbins, whoever you choose to get the message from, I feel like they're all coming from this one place. And it's so fucking cool because that one place can be extracted in a bunch of different ways, because Mosey is just like super fucking practical and like, just do this, just do that. And I love that shit. That's one of the main things I love about, he's just got like practical frames of mind and ways of looking at the world that are just fucking bop, 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 bop. But then you got people like Owen Cook who talk about the Kabbalion and a bunch of crazy shit and makes funny noises. And then you got Myron Golden, who's teaching the Bible and teaching how the Bible and financial principles line up. And it's just a beautiful thing. They're all teaching from this one energetic place, I feel like. And I feel like I'm a lot closer to that energetic place than I ever have been in my life. And I'm just like, I'm excited for shit to change, and I'm making it happen like brick by brick. I built this landing page. I built a sales page. I thought it was going to take me a day. It took me a week. I spent 6 hours yesterday scripting out a sales video. And you know what? It was fun. I enjoyed it, which is weird because I have not been making that much music lately. But I do keep doing beat battles every Sunday because I want to have me making music be integrated into the content somehow, because I never want to lose that. But I got into a flow state writing a fucking sales letter, and I enjoyed almost every minute of it. And that's one thing I'm learning. Okay, because I gravitate more to the production side of music than I do for so this has turned into, I was gonna be like, this is the main key takeaways you can get from this, but then I'm just blabbing about myself. But this is a fucking diary, bruh. So maybe I'm just gonna blab about myself. But I lost my train of thought. I was cooking. But I thought I saw another face behind me. That scared me. I'm also scared I'm gonna go fucking crazy. But, you know, who knows? But yeah, okay, I fuck with production more than I do songwriting. Even though my favorite thing is to do both in conjunction with each other. But my favorite part of the whole song making process is once I've gotten like the general direction of an instrumental made, and I've got all the vocals recorded, and I've got the vocals mixed to a degree where they're just like, they're just at a point where they sound good and they're okay to listen to, and they're tuned and all that bullshit is out of the way. Once all that is done, that's where I thrive. That's where I really, really enjoy making the music process. I love just like taking vocals and chopping them up and trying out different chords for different sections. And I feel like that kind of relates to business, which is fire, because business makes you money. So I'm actually, motherfucker, you could have waited a second. Maybe you in a hurry, I don't know. But because all this stuff with building systems and landing pages, it's got a lot in common with music production. So I think there's a through line there that I didn't notice before. It's like I like learning things on a computer or something where I can create my own world. When I was a little kid, I used to use Microsoft Paint a lot, and I would just go into Paint and I just fucking draw random shit, and then I would use a little fill-in tool so I could see what pictures would come out, and I would call them monsters or something. I would make like a bunch of different monsters, and it was like, I love that so much. I could do that for hours. And then it's the same thing with the fucking music production and shit, and the building funnels and stuff. And now that I'm learning about fucking tripwire, what's it called? Tripwire funnels, I think's the name of it. And just all this shit, I'm like blown away, and I'm having the time of my life making fucking funnels, which is crazy. But anyways, so that goes back to the Robert Greene thing. So in his book, he talks a lot about primal inclinations, which is basically what we've been talking about almost this whole time, about things that you're good at that you might not know that you're good at. And there's clues in your childhood, like what did you gravitate towards? You know, what did you do for fun when you were a kid? For instance, me, when I was a kid, I used to take my dad's electric guitar, and I used to like to plug it into the amp, and I didn't even think about wanting to play it. I just like hit different notes on it, and it would make different cool little sounds, and I was like, wow. And I could like do that for fucking ever when I was like 10 years old, just fucking around on the guitar. And then I learned the keyboard, and I got decent at it, and I always went to that. My aunt told me that I was always like fucking dancing when there was music playing. So I just, things like that are primal inclinations. I'm getting a little bit of chest pain. God, that scares me. My health scares me all the time. It could just be because I'm not used to talking this much. So I've been talking for 17 minutes straight, which is fire, because that's not something I do often. But that's another thing. I'm learning about talking. I'm learning about articulation and how to get ideas across in the form of stories. And that's like, I think that's going to be a complete fucking game changer for me, content-wise and selling-wise. And it just feels like things are coming into alignment. It's like the things I need to do to be happy and fulfill what I believe is my purpose are the same things I need to do to make money. Because it's like, I have this limiting belief about people not wanting to spend money, because I've been broke my whole life. So I just see the world as like, oh, everybody's broke, so I gotta make this as cheap as possible or it's not fair. And fuck that, because I've had some of my biggest fucking breakthroughs, even in music production, with courses that I bought. I bought the Zan Griffin course from In the Doll. Shout out Wyatt and Zan Griffin. And bro, I've been using one of the presets I got in that for fucking ever. I don't know if I would have ever gotten an affiliate placement without that. And I can't even believe I just said that. Even though affiliate is not huge, for me it's huge, because Seven Lions is who got me into wanting to like produce music anyways. Or at least on the dubstep side. I was already trying to like record my own rock songs, and I was like making raps when I was a teenager. But yeah, I don't know what the title is or what exactly this is about, but future me or present you watching, this is me, Vincent, aka Chill Panic, telling you that I believe in a year or less, probably less, things about to change for your boy. I'm gonna have like a really good car. I'm gonna not worry about medical bills. I'm gonna be able to get Kelsey a car when she turns 16. Shit's about to change, my guy. My guy, my dude, my bra. Ooh, and Sebastian is gone, so hell yeah. I mean, if you're watching this, Sebastian, no offense to you, it's nothing like that. It's just that I have to record a sales video, actually, and I have to finish scripting it out since Kelsey's not here. And I have a little extra time, and then I know if I start talking to you, I'm gonna want to talk forever, and then we're just gonna talk, and then all of a sudden it's gonna be 9 o'clock, and I'm gonna have to go to bed. So that's what that was about. And I do gotta eat a taco.